shock to me because holy cow, people. Like, it's funny because, I was like, I'm going to the U of A, so I moved out to Tucson. And they need to let people know about the West because y'all are like in the twilight zone compared to the East Coast. Like, my very first job was working at Taco Bell. Yes, Taco Bell, that's what I did before I became a comic. But it's funny, when I was 16 and working at Taco Bell, the saying was make a run for the border. Like, you gotta make a run for the border, right? So I always tell my friends, I'm making a run for the border. Would you like me to pick you up something? They're like, yeah, pick me up a soft taco and nacho grande. What's up? Because we're usually high, so it was great. But then I moved to Tucson. I'm hanging out with my friends. I'm like, yo, I'm making a run for the border. Would you like me to pick you up something? One of them was like, yeah, pick up my cousin Jesus. I'm like, sorry? I was like, I can't do that. How do you explain that to the Border Patrol? Yeah, I went to go get something to eat, but on the way back, I found Jesus wandering in the desert. It doesn't work. But like I said, I grew up in the South, soul food. My mother used to make the Kool-Aid with the fruit cut up in it. Love it. I was out here hanging out with my friends who are like, mi casa, su casa, you go help yourself. So I'm drinking Kool-Aid and I'm dancing to mariachi music for some reason. And I'm like, this is the best Kool-Aid ever. They're like, it's not Kool-Aid, it's sangria. I'm like, is that Spanish for Kool-Aid? Where are my Mexicans at? Mexicans, make some noise. Mexicans. I just wanted to make sure I knew where y'all were because I'm about to talk about y'all right now. It's funny because I live in Tucson and like Orange County, like she was talking about, Tucson is like a 9% black population. Like, even if you go to the ghetto, there's no black people there, right? And it's funny because I hang out with a lot of Mexicans in Tucson because that's all I can find. And it's funny because you can't categorize a Mexican because Mexicans are white sometimes and they're black other times, Like, they blend everything together. For example, white people will get drunk after work. Black people will get drunk on our lunch breaks. But Mexicans will get drunk while they're working. And that is awesome. Y'all have y'all beer 30s and beer 45s. I asked one of my friends, I'm like, when do y'all get work done? That's what the illegal ones are for. I'm like, oh. That makes sense. It's funny because, I hang out with Mexicans because, they get stereotyped just like black people do. You see a bunch of black people together wear a gang. Well, I guess in Orange County, it'd be a miracle, but it's a gang, right? But you see a bunch of Mexicans and it's a workforce. It's like, how does that work? I'm like, that's wrong, right? But it's funny because the food out here is so different than the East Coast. Out here, Mexicans make everything. Chinese food, they still make it. It's like, are you qualified to make orange chicken? I'm just wondering. But it's funny because, the thing I like is there's like a unique food no matter where you go. Like in Tucson, there's something called a Sonoran hot dog. Does anybody know what that is? Sonoran hot dogs, for those of you who don't know, which is mainly white folks, a Sonoran hot dog is a hot dog with beans and mayonnaise and wrapped in bacon. And my friends were like, just try it, just get it. I'm like, I don't eat stuff I don't know. Because the last time y'all had me eat something or try something I didn't know, I ended up butt naked on an inner tube going down the Salt River. And that does not work for me. And it's funny because I do a lot of college tours. I've been doing this for 10 years. And every time I tell that joke, white people will run up to me after the joke and be like, what was it? I want to try it. I'm like, of course you do. Black people will come up to me and like, why are you around water anyways? That's a good point. But it's funny, LA, the Lakers are the champions. How about that? The Lakers are repeat champions. And it's funny because I was worried about y'all. I love the Lakers. I'm a Laker fan. My son's, he's a Phoenix Suns fan. Jeremiah, I love you. But it's funny because I was worried during Game 7 because Kobe was shooting more blanks than Hugh Hefner, wasn't he? I was like, Kobe, make a shot. Come on. But it's cool. This is what we have a black president. How about that? We have a black president. I'm happy about that. And the very first time I ever came to LA was just after he was here. For those of you who don't know, you can Google this when you get home. Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama were doing a fundraiser here during the primaries in February of 2007, so Black History Month, right? And not Tiger Woods, but Barack Obama is just like Tiger Woods. Yeah, Tiger Woods was in the Porn Valley doing his thing too, but anyways. But, I mean, and Barack Obama is like Tiger Woods, you know? He's so white that black people don't want to claim him, and so black that white people don't want to claim him either. Like, if he wins, of course he's one of us. But if he loses, he was too white anyway, so that's why he lost. Now, in February of 2007, Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton were doing that fundraiser. Hillary Clinton outraised him by over $1 million. Over $1 million. Now, this is also a sad day in black history because when a white woman can out-hustle a black man on the streets of LA, he ain't one of us, that's all I'm saying. No, but I'm happy he won. I mean, I remember when he was doing his little acceptance speech, he was all like, I mean, Oprah was there crying like she was back on The Color Purple, wasn't she? I was like, she channeled her inner Sophia. I was like, wow, that is amazing. And it's funny because, I mean, just, how many, okay, I'm gonna have to talk about three. Any Republicans here right now? Republicans? Okay, I want to talk about you. She all alone, come on, Democrats. It's funny, like, Sarah Palin is a funny, she was funny. And the very first time I met Sarah Palin, it was during John McCain's acceptance for the nomination. And I saw Sarah Palin standing in the back corner. And I thought it was his nurse, the very first time I saw her, right? And it's funny because, they give minorities issues for naming our kids random names, right? Like Jericho or Jeremiah, JaMarlin, me, hey. But you know what? This is my thing. If you know about Sarah Palin and the whole Babygate thing, she had that young kid and nobody knew who it was. Was it Bristol or was it Sarah? Find out tonight on 2020. Or Fox News, which we all know is impartial. But you know, it was funny because if you remember that youngest kid had Down syndrome, right? And the kid's name was Trig. Now, as a comic, I was standing there like, how could you name your kid after something that he probably will never be able to do in his lifetime? Oh, that's just wrong, right? But I'm gonna leave you all on this. Trigonometry, people, for those of you that missed that. Okay? I heard him say trig, like, come on, people. That's funny. But I'm gonna leave you on this. Like I said, I tour, I go to a lot of different places, and I mean, a lot of younger comics come up to me and they're like, JaMarlin, can you give us some advice? And my advice is if you're dating somebody, when you're at a club and you're having a great set, you find the ugliest chick to hang out with. So that way you know nothing's gonna happen. I was in Albuquerque and I took this girl out and then she's all like, oh, you're trying to get me drunk so you can take advantage of me. I was like, no. I'm trying to get you drunker than me so you don't take advantage of me, okay?